Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, coming to you live from CES 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me for this segment, we have Dipti Vachani. She's Senior Vice President and General Manager of Automotive at Nasdaq-listed ARM. We're going to discuss the role semiconductors play in innovation and ARM's role in the ecosystem of AI. Dipti, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you for having me.
Got it. And 70% of the world's population touches an ARM-based device, yet not everyone has heard of ARM. Tell us a bit more about the company.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, huh? Well, everything we do these days is some level of compute. Look, our homes, our cars, our offices, and ARM is the most pervasive compute technology in the world. So wherever there's a computer, there's an ARM-based device. What ARM does is create levels of heterogeneous compute that goes into these devices. We license this IP and create compute solutions for certain markets, focusing on automotive, industrial, client, think of cell phones and laptops, and the whole world of IoT. And we have solutions in every one of those areas. And in the world of AI, the compute levels are just going up. We just have this explosion of compute, which makes this a great place to be within the industry.
When people think about the automotive industry, right, we think about the new hot, sexy cars that are on the floor. Yeah. We also thought a lot about the pandemic supply chain shortage and really came to understand how critical semiconductors are to the industry. What role do semis play in automotive innovation?
Well, the automotive industry is going through one of the biggest transformations I've ever seen, probably in our lifetime. If you look at electrification and more electrification in the vehicle, the expectation we have of the in-vehicle entertainment, right? We expect this to be a mobile phone on wheels. We want games, we want music, we want this advanced mapping technology, and then ADAS functionality. We talked about the dream of an autonomous car, but really it's more and more ADAS functionality, more and more ability to have autonomous features in your car. And all of this transformation is happening with compute. So with ADAS functionality, we are now thinking about software-defined vehicles. How do we deploy software onto a car in real time? Because we're talking about 500 million lines of code that's going into these vehicles. The more software, the more compute, and as a result, ARM provides solutions in the ADAS functionality, as well as the in-vehicle entertainment. The world of ADAS functionality, that is autonomous features and in-vehicle entertainment, are starting to merge. Those lines are starting to blur and the level of software and compute again goes up. And then with the onset of electrification, that is a redefinition of the powertrain. And again, the powertrain has quite a bit of compute and control systems and domain systems. And so across the vehicle, there are semiconductors and the growth of semiconductors, not just semiconductors, more and more semiconductors that are required. And this has been happening for a long time, right? This is a transition that's happening. I think the supply constraint just made this front and center and in the front page of the news. It's pretty amazing when I think of it. Semiconductors are the front page of the news because semiconductors are always kind of by the way, but now it's really become that critical.
Well, to your point earlier, as the end user, we just want it to work and we want it to be fun and we want all the functionality in our cars. Let's talk about the scale of ARM technology in automotive. Who are your biggest customers and car makers using ARM technology?
You know what's amazing and what makes my job so cool and so much fun is we get to work across the entire industry and the entire value chain that is automotive. So think about silicon makers, right? Those that make the silicon, the silicon that actually goes into these cars. Companies like Renaissance, ST, NVIDIA, all of these companies are taking advantage of our technology to create these silicon. Then you look at tier ones. These are like the Bosches of the world, tier 4 of the world. Again, they're taking advantage of the ARM technology in their booth and you see demonstrations of ARM and how it enables their solutions. And then you go to OEMs, the car manufacturers like you mentioned, whether it's Mercedes, you see our technology. I guarantee you, not a car on the floor today every car on the floor today has some level of ARM technology inside. We're pervasive across the vehicle, and so you'll see that demonstrated through our vehicles. And then software providers like QNX, right? And tools and flows like Siemens, Pave 360 that take advantage of their tools and flows to show virtualization of ARM technology. And where there is AI, there is ARM. Where there there is any level of car, there is ARM demonstrated across CES.
I would say CES 2024, there seems to be a more robust showing of the companies on the floor, certainly more diverse. And of course, it's the opportunity to see what's new and what's next in technologies. As head of automotive business at ARM, what are the biggest tech trends shaping the automotive industry?
Well, artificial intelligence and AI has been shaping the automotive industry for quite some time, right? But we're really seeing it come to life on the floor today at CES and throughout the show. As we see more autonomous features, we see ChatGPT showing up inside the car, some level of large language model showing up in the car. I think AI will transform the car and its capabilities. Not only, we think of AI when it comes to standard autonomous features, lane change, things like that, but we're talking about it's being able to detect and predict problems on the road, as well as in the entertainment space with language and interaction with the vehicle, how we interact with the vehicles is transforming as a result of AI. And then in this next generation, the next world of generative AI, you know, as we see cars on the road today gathering data, I'm sure you've seen it, right? You've seen the car in the intersection, there's no driver because it's testing. With generative AI, we now can simulate that data. What if we didn't have to drive on the road to actually collect that data? We can create that data and have access to infinite amount of data. That will make this technology so much faster because it's all about training and it's all about data. If we can create that data through generative AI, we can expedite how this technology gets on the road faster and enable users to truly save lives. That's what we're talking about when we talk about autonomous features.
All right, Dipti, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me.
Got it. And thanks for joining us from CES. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.